Hey, what's going on, y'all? All right, so I'm gonna touch on a couple of things. I was writing, and man, I'm just so tired. I got a lot going on. Um, so first thing I'm gonna talk about is attraction, cause I was on a panel today, and the guy he was making some pointers, but he really didn't say things I agree with, and I just didn't agree with it. And it was a young lady on the panel as well. She was very beautiful. She had some like big old jugs. She had some pretty titties. And we was talking about intuition. So it was a couple of things I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with the guy. He said that a woman doesn't have intuition unless she's been in a long-term relationship. I don't agree with that because I lean on my intuitions a lot of times, right? When we drop our guards for people, our intuitions will tell us about a person, but we don't we don't listen. And we have intuitions when we're young, when we're a very young child. Our intuitions tell us about things and people and places. So that's why I don't agree with him. But we'll touch on that when I'm done talking about attraction. So it's like this. It's like attraction is like a moth to a flame. That's how attraction is. If a woman is attracted to you, she's not gonna let you go. She's just not. If a man is attracted to a woman, he's not gonna let you go. He's not gonna walk away because it's the energy. It's electrifying between you two. So if one person is lacking, and a lot of people, you want to learn how to get a person to do this, how to get this type of girl, how to get this type of man. A lot of things, see, when you listen to things and you read things, a lot of times you don't even lean on the energy of meeting a person. A lot of times we try to manufacture the energy between you and a person, or you're selfish to the point that you want whatever your eyes desire. That's what you want. But we so selfish, we don't think about the other person, whether you're a man or a woman. You don't think about if the other person see you in a certain light. You don't care. You just want what you want. You're not leaning on the energy. You're not leaning on the attraction between you and the person. You just think you can manufacture some sort of attraction between you and a woman or a woman and a man. It would never it would never pan out the way you want it, because then you become a monkey, you become a clown. You have to entice the person. You have to get the person to like you. So you're not actually leaning on the energy when you're meeting someone. And if you understood attraction, you'll know that it's not about looks, to be honest. It's not about looks. I am talking about the rare form of attraction. I am not even talking about today's quote unquote attraction to a person. I'm talking about the last 5%. So you can meet a woman or a woman can meet a man, and it doesn't matter who he is. Attraction doesn't have a face, it doesn't have status. It's just that's what it is, energy. It draws you to a person. It's like a moth to a flame. Understand? So when you meet a person, you're not going by what they have in their account. You're not going by what they have on. You're not going by what they drive, what they own. That's why I say it's the last 5%. The last 5% of attraction that not a lot of people understand. A lot of people don't really understand attraction, so you may in fact attraction between you and a person. It's not authentic. It's very rare when you meet a person and you just off rip felt like you knew this person your whole life. In a sense, right? In a sense. But that's the rarest form of attraction because you're drawn to that person. It doesn't mean you're a simp. It means that you're human. That's the way the Most High created us. A lot of people don't read the Bible. They don't understand divine order. So things they don't understand, they slander. They talk bad about because they never experienced it. They don't understand it. And so when we talk about the rarest form of attraction, you meet a woman and she actually does it for you. You're able to have long, deep conversations with this woman. And it's not built on lust. It's not built on money, sex, etc. It's just actually wanting to get to know the person. How many people you run across that it doesn't matter who they are, what they own, how they look. It's just the rarest form of attraction. So if you go back to how we were when we were at our purest form back way back in the days, earlier, let's say like let's say back in I won't even say the 40s, back in biblical times, you meet a woman. As soon as a man meet a woman and a woman meet a man, he considered that woman his wife because the attraction was so powerful. It was very powerful that he felt like he knew her and she felt like she knew him. Nowadays, it is gimmicks and gadgets to get a person to like them. Manipulation, lies. That is what today's attraction is. Wearing a mask. Men wear masks as well. Women wear masks. So if you go back to the very rare, I'm not talking about meeting a person on a dating app. I'm not talking about meeting a person where a party, whatever. I'm talking about the natural order. You run across somebody and off rip, it blooms into something beautiful. How many times you come across that without using any gimmicks or gadgets? A woman can receive you. When a woman can receive a man, that's femininity. Because nowadays, it's hard for a woman to truly receive a man due to lack of trust, lack of understanding, lack of receiving a man. So, in order for a woman to actually receive a man without you lying, without you putting on a facade, without you painting a picture that's not there, she must be a feminine woman to receive. Because that is what we do when we get around masculine energy. We receive it. But a lot of women, they can't receive, so they are against masculinity. It's very hard for her to understand you. You become a clown. You juggling balls and you wearing a red nose and you trying to get her to like you and you're not being yourself. You are actually wearing a mask. And the woman that you're entertaining, she doesn't receive you. Women, we we do that when we have a lot of heartbreaks, dealing with men that lie, cheat, etc. She begins to get numb when it comes to receiving a man. Same as men. You don't know how to. It's like when it comes to you and a woman, men, you are so used to being rejected by women. You're so used to not getting what you want when it comes to women. You're used to being played by women. Or you married the wrong woman. Or you trust the wrong woman. When it comes to women, you have already built the wall of how you're going to deal with them. So when we talk about attraction, is it authentic? Think about it. Is it? If women are now not able to receive a man and you're not able to lead a woman, is it truly authentic? Experience not wanting to be hurt, not wanting to be lied to, manipulated, or used. So the man wear a mask and the woman wear a mask. And it's all fake. It's fake. When you talk about love at first sight, that exists. But it doesn't exist. It's very rare these days. Very rare. So when we talk about back in the 30s, the 20s, the 40s, etc., 50s, a man would meet a woman and marry a woman. That'll be his woman to the day he died or the day she dies. That don't exist anymore because everything is imitated. We lean on gimmicks and gadgets, right? And we don't look at the inner, we look at the outer. So if you're looking at the outer when it comes to a woman and a woman is looking at the outer when it comes to you, is it true authentic attraction? Think about it. Think real deep. A lot of people we deal with don't like each other. You're just dealing with each other. A lot of people are in relationships. They're not their real self. You can't afford to be yourself. Whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, you cannot afford to be you. And when you try, you fell in love with the mask. And when you're tired of wearing the mask, that is when the relationship dissolves. Because when you meet a person, it's not authentic. You guys are actually getting together on a false self. And you do this in your life when men meet women and when women meet men. And then they get on social media and talk about there is no good people, there is no good men, there's no good women, because you're not really who you are, and she's not really who she is. And both of you guys are lying to each other. It's not authentic. And you got together. Yeah, you fucked. Yeah, you sucked. Yeah, you laid together. You ate together. But that's all it was based on. It was just about the interaction. It wasn't about the inner. It wasn't about who you were as a man, how your life, where you from, the things you actually love, you know. You cannot drop your guards in a relationship today. Today, you have to keep your guards up with the person you're dealing with because every man is for himself. It's all fake. That's why it's better to be alone than to be with anybody. It truly is. Because nobody's actually being their self. Everybody's wearing a facade. You if you're working a 9 to 5, something's wrong with that. If you don't wear suits, something's wrong with that. If you're not loud, something's wrong with that. That's for a man. If you don't have the most amazing physique, something's wrong with that. For a woman, if you're not a 10, something's wrong with that. you know, if you are independent, something's wrong with that. Even if you were taught that. If you are um, a woman that's open-minded, something's wrong with that. If you don't wear a skirt, something's wrong with that. It's always something wrong. Do you understand? The positive when it comes to a man and a woman is ending with sex. That's the positive for the modern day man and woman. I hear a lot of modern women, but I never hear a lot about the modern man. See, the modern man and the modern woman is one and the same. You are. Modern men are carnal minded. You're very carnal minded. You lean on ass, looks, a facade, a woman that's just going to stroke your ego, that's going to lie to you. The modern man. That's why I'm very balanced on calling bullshit out. I can call out a man and I can call out a woman because they both full of shit. What the fuck do I look like? I'm not stupid. So when it comes to a man, when it comes to a woman, we're talking about the modern woman, quote unquote, and the modern man. You guys are one and the same. Y'all both wear a mask. Y'all both is fake. It's better to be alone. It's better to be alone than to be something you're not. You can't change nobody. You embrace people. You inspire people. You know? You compliment people. A person meets you, they'll change because it's something that they see in you that's a light. You can't force nobody to do something. You know, you may want a woman real bad and you want her to change. Or a man may want a woman real bad and you want her to change. That's not how it works. It's you being your authentic self. But it's hard being your authentic self in a room full of fakes and phonies. Everybody's wearing a mask around you, and you're looking at yourself like, where's my mask? And then you grab your mask and you plop it on your face. So it's hard to be authentic in a room full of fakes. You get what I'm saying? Some deep shit. So we talk about, can a woman truly love a man, and can a man truly love a woman? I always hear women can't love. Women can't love. Well, you never met a woman that loved you. I seen love at its purest form through my grandmother and my mom and my father. I'm not talking about my stepfather. After my father died, my mom remarried, and I think that she did that to be safe, but she loved him. But I think she actually did it to be safe because when my father died, she was scared. My mom went through heartbreak when my dad died. Real heartbreak. I seen it. So we talk about, can a woman love a man? I seen it. It's just a lot of men never experienced it. And that's not what the Most High says. Stop listening to men-made rhetoric. It makes you delusional. So we talk about love. Can a woman truly love a man? Um, yes, she can, right? But a woman love is only unconditional to her children. That's the way the Most High created it. You got to take that up. It's kind of like men are upset with how the Most High created women. You can't be that way. She's supposed to love her children unconditionally. That's how it is. You know, the child is a part of her, right? So, yes, women can love, but we can't love unconditionally. It's contingent to our love. It is. It is a certain way a man make us feel. We'll change everything for that man. Everything. A woman will move mountains for a man. It's facts. She would. Women have the potential to become the most amazing woman when she's dealing with a man. A man she wants to change for. She would. A woman would sacrifice for a man. But a lot of men don't meet women like that because you're a modern man and you meet modern women. And it's not a lot of people that's authentic these days. That type of love is like the last 5%. So you're not gonna run across the love of your life. You know, if you run across the love of your life when you guys were in high school, middle school, elementary school, yes, those would be the love of your life because you were your authentic self. You didn't have anything. You couldn't lean on money. You couldn't lean on any of that. That was that's when you are at your most vulnerable. And that's why a lot of men stick with women they met when they were younger. Because you wasn't who you were today. So let's say you are a multimillionaire today. Let's say you own companies. You didn't have anything when you were in high school, when you were in college. That's why a lot of men marry the women that were with them when they were their authentic self. When you were at your rarest self. Right? Like I said, women have the potential to love. And with those women, they love you just by you being who you are. She have not yet had a taste of the world. She was as her natural self just like you were. You were at your most rarest form, quote unquote. So that's it with attraction, right? Talk about love at its purest form. People think this what people think. People think love feels good. No, no it doesn't. Love love hurts real bad too. It hurts real bad. It hurts because when a person is at their weakest, when a person is hurt, when a person doesn't have it, when you're struggling, when there's no food, when there's no money, when there's no car, is that person still able to love you if you couldn't go to work? That's either to a man or a woman. It's painful. It is. That's when you actually experience true love. That's real love. When you are at your lowest point in your life, you could be addicted to drugs, addicted to drinking, addicted to sex, addicted to porn, addicted to gambling, addictions, hurts, pains, loneliness, depression, all of that. Does that person stick by your side when you can't get out of bed? If you ever suffered a stroke, got in a car accident, suffered from a loss, was that person there? Was that person there? That's love, because that is when you go through your trials. You go through your trials and errors in life. That is the test right there. That's love. That is that's pure love. Because a person refuses to give up on you, even in your the weakest hours, the the darkest times. A person stick with you, and a person receive you when you're down. They're there. That's love. Love is pain, because people only want to experience the lust. They only want to experience the happy, the amazing feelings. People don't want to experience the hardship. People don't want to experience, you could be going through your spells or whatever. Everybody have a season. Everybody. So you may have seasons when you're down. You may have seasons when you're up. Is that person there? Are they? When you ain't have nothing. When you was sleeping in an abandoned house. You guys were sleeping in an abandoned house. You guys didn't have a car. You guys took the bus. You guys worked for like Walmart, McDonald's, whatever. You was sweeping the corner store. You was a bus driver. Was that person there before you became who you were today? You could be going through it right now. That's love. When a person can accept you at your weakest and at your highest. Because when you're at your highest, you're not your most authentic self. When you are at your lowest, you are more so your authentic self, because you're not leaning on money, cars, clothes, and etc. When the more money you make, the more you begin to wear a mask, because you're not as raw as you would be. You're not going to put on a facade if you're at the bus stop. You're not going to put on a facade if you're working at Walmart and you got to make the money, you got to pay your bills. You're going to be the most rawest form of yourself, because you're going to be more cutthroat. You're going to be more straight up. You're going to be more, you got to get this money, you got to make it. Time is running out. So you're not going to have time. You don't have time on your hand when you are at your weakest. So you can't afford to lean on cars because you don't have one. You can't lean on money because you don't have it. So you're more so your most authentic self when you are at your lowest, when you don't have anything. That's love. But do we hear that? Nope. You know why we don't hear it? Because a lot of people never really truly experience love. Love to a lot of people is sex, a feel good energy, the way a person look, like all of that's love. A person that can tell you something sweet, but that's not the test. I mean, I could tell you something sweet, but am I going to be by your side on your dying bed while you're dying? It's time to pull the plug. Is that person going to take care of your children, your bills? I'm just saying. So you got to look with, it's deeper than that happy feeling. It's not a happy thing. That's how I know when I'm dealing with a person if they truly love me. Because you have your spells. You might be high up this day, and you might be at your lowest. You might be at your lowest. And your lowest, that's the test. when when you are at war with yourself, you know? So I'm sorry I closed off the chat, y'all. Like I do that when I do these little live streams. Cause I don't be wanting to read the chat. I just be wanting to chop it up and just get the fuck out, you know? I do. Like the chat will throw me off. Cause then I'd be like, hey everybody, I love y'all, blah, blah, blah. So, I'll be looking at the chat. I don't want to look at the chat. I want to just talk my shit and get the fuck on some real shit, right? But, I just wanted to talk about attraction. I was actually writing. So I was writing about attraction. I was writing about love. I'm getting ready to write a book. I've been writing a book for the past month, about 3 weeks. Been writing a book. I have notes and stuff, but I want to write something real deep. I want some deep shit. Like, I'm a deep thinker. So I want something I want it to appeal to men and women. You know what I mean? So it's more so the mindset, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all something, like in my sector where it's content, I don't listen to any of it. If you see me in a chat where it's content, I'm not talking about entertainment. I am talking about like pure content, like with attraction, with um, dealing with a man and a woman. I don't listen to that because I don't want anything that they say to influence me on my path. I have a path that I'm on, and I don't want to hear any of that, you know. And I have a lot of people that I fuck with, but I'll come in the chat, but I'll leave. I don't want to hear anything. I want to execute this book, you know. So that's it. I might do another live stream on heartbreak, and I should do another live stream on heartbreak and disappointment. Yes, understanding disappointment and understanding heartbreak. Right? I can talk a little bit about it. So, heartbreak is an attachment that you have to a person. You're not actually hurt by what the person did. You're actually hurt because you don't know how to detach from the person. Because if if you actually think about it, when people do things to us, a lot of times it's easy for us to walk away. But when you suffer from heartbreak, it's because you develop an attachment to that person. And it's hard for you. And that's what hurts you the most because you don't know how to let that person go. If it was down to, if it was down to, think about this. If you had a friend and that friend did something to you. How many people that we drop in our lives? How many people it was easy? But the reason why you suffer heartbreak was it's because excuse me, I'm sorry. But the reason why you suffer from heartbreak is because you attached to that person. You don't know how to detach. It's the way you view that person and you can't let that go. So you're heartbroken because you don't want to let that person go. So in order for you to get over heartbreak, you got to replace that person with something else. So you replace it with a job. You can replace it with an activity. You can't replace it with another person. People do that all the time. Men tell me that all the time. They're heartbroken over their girl. Well, the reason why you fucking with a new girl is to get over the old girl, but you're not over the old girl. So why are you trying to replace her with another bitch? People tell you that, but it's not true. What happens is you end up missing the girl you love, or the woman end up missing the man that she wants when you try to replace. No, it's you are attached to the person spiritually, mentally. You have true love for that person. So in order for you to detach from the person, you just replace that person with things. So when let's say you have a wife, let's say a woman have a husband, a boyfriend, you're dealing with heartbreak. You don't know how to detach from a person. It's when you talk about betrayal, right? That's different from a heartbreak. A lot of people think that that person betrayed them by sleeping with another person. No, it's in that person's nature. But you refuse to understand that. You feel like that person owed you something, and that person owed you nothing. That's in that person's nature. And you knew that when you was dealing with that person. So we talk about a person cheating. That's not betrayal. Betrayal is when a person is trying to set you up. When a person is dealing with you, so they can so they can drain you of the things that you love, your resources, friends. That's betrayal. Lying, those things. Not dealing with another human being. A person having sex or dealing with another person, that's not betrayal. That's in that person's nature. And you overlook that when you was dealing with that person. Because think about this. A man and a woman, you can not have sex with another person while you with somebody. That was a choice. It was a choice. And as adults, we make choices, right? So when a person make a choice, that's not betrayal. That person just made a choice. Do you understand that? Do you get that? That's what a lot of people don't really get. They be talking about, oh, my girl cheated on me. She backstabbed me. No, she didn't. She made a choice. And the choice was to sleep with another person. Or the guy, he made a choice. The choice was to sleep with another person. You cannot blame nobody for that. I see a lot of men, you blame the men she sleeps with. And that man be your biggest, he be a man you be competing with. Those men, because the woman you fell in love with, the man that she slept with, that man be the man you hate and despise. Think about it. You will begin to compete with those type of men because that woman you feel like he took your woman or he did something. No, your woman chose. That was a choice. The Most High give us free will. That's what the Most High do. But a lot of us don't take accountability. So you rather shift blame other people for the actions of an adult. Come on now. You cannot. That was a choice. So when you are upset, you know why you are actually upset? Because you want to know what that person possessed that you don't have to make that other person do that. That's what you actually are upset about. You are upset at that. And then what happens is you feed yourself insecurities. You'll tell yourself that you're not good enough. You'll tell yourself that maybe if I was this, maybe if I was that. And the person that cheated on you will actually get you to believe that. And then you counter that by looking in the mirror and discrediting yourself. You understand? So when you talk about cheating, you talk about heartbreak, you talk about it's deep. I can get deeper. I can get deeper than that. Because if we actually want to talk about the underlying issue is a lot of us is entertaining people that don't even fucking like us. And we know that. But we stay. If you really want to get deep, a lot of us, we're just selfish to let that person go. We're selfish with ourselves. We're selfish with ourselves because our mind is telling us one thing and our heart is telling us something different. So who you going to listen to? A lot of people say follow your heart, follow your emotions. Your emotions will manipulate you. That goes for men and women. Men and women. Because a lot of you niggas are delusional. A lot of you bitches are too. So, what do you listen to your mind? My mind is telling me that the person I'm dealing with does not like me. How do you know when somebody don't like you? Now we got to get a little deeper now. Because now I got to break that down. Right? I can break down every single thing. I can not just point out things. I can actually break the shit down. How do you know when somebody don't like you? When a person inflict pain upon you. When a person inflict pain, that's a person that don't like you. When a person will cause you heartache, when a person will lie to you, when a person will manipulate you, that person don't like you. And that's hard for a lot of you to see because you are attached to that person that's making a choice to be with another person. And then you tell yourself that you're the problem because that person made a choice. Get it? Do you understand that shit? It's a choice. People choose. And you you have an issue, you find yourself having an issue with the person that was your person wants or like. When you can't do that, you're just heartbroken by that person's decisions. You're not actually heartbroken that a person did what they did. No, you're heartbroken because you are attached to that person. Excuse me, you are actually heartbroken because you don't know how to detach. If we learn how to detach from people, do you understand that it will save us a lot of money? But because we don't know how to detach from a person, we spend thousands and thousands of dollars learning how to leave a person alone, learning how to move on, watching videos, spending time, etc. Because if you can detach from a person like that, when somebody do something to you, you would have been did it years ago. But because you don't know how to do that, you still stick with that person, and the person is still running you in the ground. Person don't like you, person hates you. And you stay with that person because you're selfish with yourself. You're selfish. You are selfish. And you don't want to see it for what it really is. You actually believe that if you detach from a person and you become a better person. And what is that? How do you like you detach from a person to actually replace a person with something else? Not another person, but with work, with activities, with things that you enjoy, with hobbies. You know, let's say that the more you instead of chilling with that person on the weekend, you get more rest. You know, you get another job. You know, you haven't cleaned your garage in a long time. You begin to start new adventures, start a new business. You cannot replace a person with another person. It's not, that's, no, that's not healthy. All you do is replace a person with an activity or a thing. That's how you detach from a person. You do. And the person will begin, the more and more hours you spend alone and focusing on other things, more and more you're not thinking about the person anymore. That person don't affect you like they used to. But you trying to replace that person with another person, like you see Kanye West. Kim literally when he got the opposite of Kanye. He when he got other women that look like her, that man is deeply in love with her. And it shows in the women that he deal with. All of the women look like Kim. Do you understand what I'm saying, fam? So you can't replace a person. I break that down. I broke down how some men like you fall in love with your mother, not inappropriately. No, your mother was your imprint. So what you do is when you deal with women, you try to deal with women that replica your mother, that in a sense you see your mother in. And I tell me you can never do that. She's not your mother. You can't replace your mother with a bitch. It ain't gonna ever happen. That goes for women too. So how you get over a broken heart, or how you get over a toxic ass person, or a person that you have an attachment to? Because a lot of times we don't even love the people we are attached to. A lot of times we just attach to that person because we're used to that person. We're just used to that person. So how you detach from that person is you do other things. You go to sleep early. You work out. Get another job. Be with your kids more. You know, do more writing. Do like it's like you replace a person with things. You don't replace a person with another person. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people do, and then they end up being with somebody and then going back to their ex, or being with somebody and fucking on a new person that they're with, hoping to run into that same person or a person like that person. That's the biggest mistake. Detaching from a person is actually filling up your time and actually doing the things that you love and the things you want to do. That's like some of the most raw shit I can tell you. Because you will never find that person in another person. You'll either find a worse person or a better person. And that's with time. That's with time and respecting yourself. When you're out of a relationship, that goes for men and women. You give yourself time to heal from that person. Heal, because those wounds are still open. You think I don't know that if I'm dealing with a man, how I affect his life? I know that women can do that. Women can affect your life in a positive way or a negative way. So you must heal from that because at one point you did love her and you're trying to detach from her. A lot of men get angry, they punch the wall. A lot of women, you get angry, you try to get another man. You'll never get another him. Either you get a better him or a lower value of him. Just like a man, you either get a better woman or a lower value woman. So when we talk about detaching, that's the problem. And I'm still to go, y'all. I love y'all. I've been on 50 minutes. I just wanted to break that down. I don't know. I might be doing this here and there. Because listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm drained on making content. Really, I am. I'm really tired. Um, I'm tired. Like, mentally. You know? I'm tired of creating content. I'm tired of live streams. Not this type of live stream. Like, right now, I'm just chopping it up. I am talking about, like, you know, doing a live stream. You know, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of creating content. I am tired of, I'm just tired, you know, mentally. I need a break. But I still come on and talk my shit though, right? So I might fire up a live stream like this on my phone, and my tablet, but I'm not gonna get on the computer. But I'm just tired right now. But I'll be dropping content. Might it depends. I might drop some tomorrow. I might drop some the next day. But I'm not in a rush. I'm just tired as fuck. I need a break from thinking about that shit. You know, I have other things I need to think about that needs my attention. So I'm more focused on that too. So other than content, I'm dropping content, but right now I'm just a little tired. I'm just right now I'm just you know. So I was writing about love. I was writing about attraction. So I wanted to break just that stuff down. So listen, I love y'all, right? I'm sorry I didn't open up the chat. I just didn't want to look at the chat. I just wanted to be a chop up that you sit back and relax and chill and just think, right? And real quick, you know what? A lot of people tell me, China, why you helped me realize something. Like, I'm good at doing that shit. But you know what's so fucked up? You guys, if I ever get to where I want to be at in my life, like writing books, being a public speaker, if I ever get to that point, right, I'm going to tell a story about my own life, right? Because it's easy for me to break down people's lives and to see things in a different perspective, but it's real hard for me. It's kind of like I have a blockage when it comes to me and my personal life. I can't really, I can't really read people once I care about them, or I can't break things down if I care about them. But it's easy for me to help others. I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird, but yeah. So it's kind of like that for me with my own self. When I'm like dealing with people, it's like I'm kind of blind when it comes to myself. But when it comes to breaking down many different things, I can do that. But it's very hard for me to look at my own life and like kind of like break it down. Can't really do that because everybody I love and care about, it's kind of like a blockage there. Probably it was a blessing from the Most High to be like that, right? That's probably a blessing, right? But I'm gonna let y'all go. I love y'all. If if you love me, I'll be back on here. Listen, we don't know. We don't know. No man knows the hour or day. So until we meet again in this chat room, this your girl China White, right? And the reason why I say until we meet again in this chat room, I always say that because this might be our last day. This might be our last. We don't know when it's our last day of living. So that's why I always say that until we meet again in this chat room. This your girl China White. I love y'all. Peace. Bye y'all.